Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and it's raining again today, so I'm going to be doing another news/updates video. Now I know I complain a lot about the weather in my videos, but this summer has been an absolute shocker. I was thinking the other day, I don't think we've had a day without rain since about the beginning of July. It's been terrible for reviews and things. Anyways, in the last one of these videos that I did, I mentioned that I was going to be doing a review of this guy. This is the Fury Beat P180, and I really like the Fury Beat brand. The Futon 200, that's one of my favourite models in the RTF world, and I thought, yeah, this one looks good because it's a 180, it's got an on-screen display, we've got nice components, and I've just been struggling with it. So I've got two of them here, and I think this was the first one that was sent, and I was all ready to review it. I got everything working, and I flew it just as a test flight, and then all of a sudden one of the ESCs stopped working. So I did what everyone else does. I made a video, sent it to customer services, and they said, okay, we will send you another one. So they sent me another one, which was actually this one, and when I plugged this one all in, the on-screen display didn't work at all. There was just nothing there. I spent a day trying to figure out what the issue was, and I don't know, maybe the on-screen display chip has burnt out or something. It wouldn't work. So I stole the ESC off this one, the working one, and put it on the original one that I got. Again, I went to set it all up for the review, and then another ESC has died on it, so now I gotta swap out another ESC. So yeah, I've been pretty disappointed with this one, and you know, the quality actually isn't as good as the Futon either. Some of these panels are loose here. Oh, and the new one that they sent as well, the buzzer was wired up backwards, so the buzzer didn't work. Yeah, I've just not been impressed with the quality of this one, but I'm gonna persevere with it, and hopefully I'll have a Franken P180 that I can review. But as for the quality of these components, yeah, I've not been impressed with it. What I want to do though is, look at this, I got a hammer here. What I want to do is create a controversial screen grab of Hammergate here. What is this called? Clickbait? Not really though, because it's actually on topic. Let's get a nice screen grab of that. Why is it on topic? Well, I've received this guy. This is the new Holybro VTX. It's called the Atlatl. They always give names that I can't pronounce, the Holybro guys, like that Kakute. Well, why is this on topic? Well, the hammer is a reference to something that happened at the MultiGP. I'm sure you're all aware of it, where someone's quadcopter got smashed with a hammer because they were running at a power on their VTX that was against the regulations of the race, and if you run at higher than 25 milliwatts, you can swamp other channels, etc. Well, the Holybro VTX that has come out is really cool because it's a switcher, so it switches from 25 milliwatt to 600 milliwatt. It's also in a stack. It's got a built-in microphone, but it's using the immersion tramp protocol, so you can actually connect it up to a UART on your flight controller, and then through the on-screen display you can change the power, you can change everything. This is the way that VTXs should be going. The more control that we have, the better, and no one wants to get hammer time with their quadcopter. So yeah, I'm gonna be sticking this one, I think, potentially on the B-Fight model, because that has a very similar VTX, but that one uses the S-bus to control it, and that needs replacing. Well, it certainly needs disconnecting, because I demonstrated that when you get a failsafe, then it changes your VTX channel. That's no good, but this, yes, I'm a fan of this. So, I've had a lot of failures recently, and one thing that has failed is my Fatsharks. These are actually a borrowed pair of HD2s. My HD3s just all of a sudden stopped working. The screen stopped powering up. I plug a battery in and everything would power up. I could set the DVR going, and then all of a sudden the screens would turn off, and obviously that is no good whatsoever. when it comes to flying FPV. Luckily it happened and they died completely when I was reviewing the Cheerson CX-23, and these were on the ground. I picked it up and I wasn't getting any picture, but I was still getting DVR recorded. So yeah, I think the screens have failed on those. Anyways, I have sent those off to Fatshark, and hopefully I'll get a good service there, and hopefully they will replace it free of charge, but I will let you know about that. But in the meantime, I've got these HD2s, which I really dislike because I get the fuzzy edges with the picture. I really don't like them, and I struggle to see my on-screen display. But that brings me neatly onto another product that I've got here. This is from the company Menace, and you can see I use their patch antennas here, and this has come from Greg from Menace RC, and I really like the idea of this. This is a linear patch, and it's called the Bandicoot, and the idea behind it is that a lot of the times when we're flying these tiny whoop style models and these new breed of brushless micros with the linear antennas is that we tend to not swap out our antennas. And Greg realized that, and so what he has done is created a linear antenna, and this should mean that I can put that on my diversity receiver there, and hopefully it should give a better result when I'm flying with my linear model. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out. It's from Menace RC. Thanks for that, Greg. Oh, another thing I've got here as well has turned up, and I'm sure you guys that bought the Eachine Wizard X220s have also received this. These are carbon fiber arms, so it was mentioned in a few reviews that the frame of the Eachine Wizard X220s was not true carbon, it was just carbon veneers. I think Bruce Simpson figured that out of RC Mod Reviews. So they have sent out just the arms, but I would have liked the top and bottom plates as well, but I don't think I'm going to be replacing them. I think it's strong enough for me, so they've just done that, I guess, because maybe they were embarrassed, I don't know, but I'm not going to be switching mine out there. So, right, cameras. I want to talk about cameras. So I received the Foxeer Box. Now, I've always been a big fan of the Foxeer Legend cameras. They brought the 3 out, and they've now brought out one called the Box. And guess what? I broke it. It comes with a piece of glass on the front, like a GoPro, and it was in this mount here like that. And I wasn't sure how it came out of the mount, and I just pressed on the glass, and it shattered. And yeah, I think some of that was my fault, but I think this glass as well is really easy to break. It felt like I was pushing in like a fire alarm or something. So anyways, it doesn't really matter because I can still use it, and I think they sell these front covers separately, so hopefully I'm going to get one of those, actually a bit bigger than the GoPro Session, but that's something hopefully that I'm gonna take a look at some point. And I'm also going to take a look at this guy. Now, this is an interesting one. This is a quadcopter slash drone, whatever you want to call it. It's from a company called RadioC in the UK, and they're a company that specializes in building custom drones. Now, they are quite pricey compared to buying to China, but one thing that you do get is a 1-year warranty for breakages and things. So if you manage to break this frame, they will do the labor. I don't think they pay for the parts, but it's just the labor. You can send it back. But they are saying that this frame here that they are selling, this is called the ragg-e, I think, 200H, something like that, I might be wrong. They say it's unbreakable, it's made of plastic, and they say the props are unbreakable as well. So yeah, I really like that. Sometimes it's worth paying more if you don't have the time to build your own quadcopters and want the service of being able to send it away and then fix it for you, etc. So I think that's an interesting concept. So yeah, I've got this to try out. And just a small one, this. When I do my build videos, I'm always getting told, oh, you need some solder helpers. So I went and bought some cheap ones from GearBest here as well. So yeah, I got some of those for build videos, although I don't have any builds coming up at the moment, but you know, I'm always having ideas for that. Now, I want to update you on the Walkera Vitus, because I did my review of this, and yeah, I thought there was a lot of improvement to be made with the app, and the gimbal was a bit wobbly. The problem I've got, though, is I said I was going to do more content with it. For some reason, all of a sudden, the video won't record anymore, so I need to talk to Walkera or someone, because I put an SD card in there now, it recognizes it, but when I go to press record, then it just doesn't record to the SD card, and yeah, I can't use it, so this is why there's been no more content of the Vitus there, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame, that is. Anyway, let me talk about some micro quadcopters that I've got, because I've got a couple of those to review. So I've got the King Kong 110 GT to review. It comes in a box. I really like how they come in these lunch boxes here. But I wanted to try this one out. Well, it was a subscriber request first of all, but then I thought, well, this is kind of like the Leader 120, but with no frills, so no on-screen display and stuff like that. So it should be less bother, because I love that model. It's one of my favorites, but I had to spend 3 videos just to get it to a point where I wasn't getting flips of death. Hopefully that won't be the case with this one. So yeah, I've got this one to try out. I've got another one here. This is the awesome... Is it called the F100? Let me have a look here, because I can't remember the name. Yes, there we go, look, F100 Bind and Fly. I really like the looks of this one. You could probably mount a Mobius Mini on the top there. But yeah, I really like the Awesome brand. One of my favourite models is the TS195. They also do the F200, which I didn't get to check out. Hopefully I will one day, but yeah, this is a little micro one here that I'm gonna check out as well. And lastly, I've got this guy. This is the Armor 67 by Makerfire. So I recently reviewed the Armor 90 and I thought it was pretty cool. And then this one is a 67 sized frame, so yeah, really tiny. So here is that model. We've got a carbon fiber frame here, tiny propellers, and yeah, it looks like we've got a molded plastic camera case there as well, and a nice, was that 2S battery as well, so yeah, looking forward to checking that out. And that is pretty much it for this video. I hope that I'm going to get some decent weather so I can review some of this stuff. Let me know which one you are most looking forward to seeing, and as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.